I just got off work again. I'm not gonna lie. I hate this damn job. Oh my God. And what made me hate this job even more today specifically is the fact that I had to take a shit at this job. It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. We had to stop at a Circle K, so I had to use a gas station restroom just to get some poo poo out my doo-doo butthole. You know what I mean? And when I shitted it out, it was very painful. It felt like I was squeezing nothing but Louisiana hot sauce out my goddamn asshole. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like the 7 deadly sins was beefing with my crack. Anyways, to get to the point of the video, while I was, in the restroom, I was thinking about just the Bayonetta games, because I've only played 1 and I've only played 2. I haven't played Bayonetta 3 because when I tried to play Bayonetta 3, I had to get like what's it called? An emulator for that. Well, I had to get an emulator for 2 as well, but I was able to get 2 downloaded. But 3 had like a virus it downloaded on my computer, and it didn't even give me like the ROM for it. So when I downloaded it, it kicked me off my goddamn, like every single account. It kicked me off my Twitter, it kicked me off my Instagram, it kicked me off my Discord. And it took me over a month to get my goddamn Discord back. And I lost a sponsorship because of that shit. But I got everything else back, lickety split. It was pretty easy. Anyways, diving back into it, Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2. Before I get into just like talking about the game in a negative way, I want to say I love the combat in this game. I love the combat, and I love Bayonetta as a character. I feel like that shit slaps. Same thing with the music. I be listening to the Fly Me to the Moon remix. Fly me to the moon, on my star. That bro, the way that they're singing it, amazing. Bayonetta's main theme, and of course Rodin's his little shop theme. I use that in my main videos when I'm talking about just like some romantical shit, which I'm about to use in my Lady and Trish video when I drop it next week. So yeah, I love all that, and I think it's really super duper cool. I think the combat is fast paced, like how I like it. I like all of Bayonetta's abilities. Just like Bayonetta is sick, right? But oh my God, I'm going to get into the negatives. For one, I don't think I like this story at all so far. I don't think I like it at all. The reason why I don't like it at all is because it's so goddamn confusing. It's like one moment where we're talking about the past, and then we jump back to the present, and now something in the present just fucked over the past, and now we got to talk about the past again. Oh, but guess what? Now the past is directly connected to this time. It's like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my God. It's like if future Trump... Imagine Dragon Ball Xenoverse timeline, right? Imagine someone's first time getting into Dragon Ball and they start off with Xenoverse. The timeline is all over the place. You got people showing up where they're not supposed to show up at. It's like, dude, hello? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I hope to God there's no Dragon Ball fan out there that started off with Xenoverse. That would be a clusterfuck. But yeah, I don't really understand a lot of the story. And I thought it was just me that didn't really understand the story. But I actually looked it up, and a fuck ton of people don't understand the story, and it's widely considered to be a very confusing story. And I've heard, like, spoilers for Bayonetta 3, that storyline is the worst out of all the games. And it completely what I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but what I've heard is that storyline kind of just ruins the other 2 storylines. You feel me? And like the Bayonetta 1 and 2 storyline, from what I understand for the most part, there's this dude. The main villain, his name is Baldur. And he's evil, and he wants to get these 2 eyes, like the Umbran eyes, or the left eye and the red eye, something like that. He wants these 2 powerful eyes. But yeah, he wants to just, I don't know, wreak havoc on the world or some shit. But in the second game, we find out that Baldur wasn't even just this like evil guy at first. Baldur's actually Bayonetta's father, but then he gets taken over by what's that black kid name? that the little bitch ass kid. I hate that character. I don't like him. He's very annoying. But he gets taken over by that kid, and now that kid is possessing Baldur's body, and it's just a time paradox, which doesn't make sense to me, because if it's a time paradox, then how did Bayonetta going back in time and supposedly trying to fix these problems only make it worse? And how is Bayonetta still, like, it's just so confusing. And maybe again, it's just because like it's the concept of a time paradox, and I can't really understand that. So I'm not gonna go too much in on the story, because I can't go in on the story. I don't know what's going on half the time. I really don't. And I'm telling you guys right now, I hate the term LARPing. Like, any nigga that uses the word LARPing, I want to put LARP around a fucking dildo and just shove it down the nigga's throat, because it's like, oh my, y'all, people on TikTok cannot just think for themselves. So every time someone says LARPing, which means live action role play, so it's literally just cosplaying, but when they say LARPing now, it's like, oh, you're being a poser. It's like, nigga, say poser, not LARPing. LARPing is cosplaying. You're putting on and out, like, shut your bitch ass up. Oh my God, I want to shove this damn Shure mic up your butt cheeks and take it out your eyeballs, and then rinse and repeat it 3 more times until I feel better. Because whenever I hear that, it's just, oh my God, TikTok demons, TikTok keyboard demons piss me off. But anyways, besides the story, I can't really talk about it anymore. I don't really know what's going on half the time, and I tried to understand it. I tried to watch lore videos. I even beat Bayonetta 1 on every single difficulty. Easy, normal, hard, infinite climax. I did it on all those difficulties, and I still am just so lost, right? And then the next big thing that I have with Bayonetta, I don't think this game has like any memorable villains, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. So like, the evil people in this game, they're called angels, right? And you, Bayonetta, are a witch. You are a witch, or an Umbran witch, which is like this crazy ass sorcerer essentially. And you got demons, but demons aren't exactly like, they don't really do anything evil in this universe, because Rodon, shout out to my black brethren, but he's not really evil. If anything, I don't know if demons come into play later on, but demons right now are just bag chasers. And when I say that, I'm specifically talking about Rodon, because he works at a shop and he doesn't really do anything unless something is fucking with his bag. You know what I mean? So, demons are just neutral in this universe, and angels are really, really evil in this universe. So you would think like we'll have just a bunch of characters, and I hate to have to compare this game to Devil May Cry, but it has the same exact creators, at least for DMC1, and then going forward it doesn't have the same creator. But Hideki Kamiya created Bayonetta and took part in every single Bayonetta game for all I know. And then DMC1 was created by Hideki Kamiya, and then Hideki Itsuno, which is someone completely different, took over every single other game. But I want to relate that to the enemies, because in DMC1, even though it doesn't have a lot of cutscenes and it's kind of just like, it's confusing, there is some villains that you really like fuck with, even if they don't speak. Nello Angelo doesn't say a word, and you find out that's Virgil. That's his brother, right? Mundus, the big bad. Very, very memorable, because without Mundus, this entire DMC would literally not be a thing without Mundus, right? The big bad of the series. Everybody knows Virgil. Everybody in their mom. When you mention Devil May Cry, there's 2 niggas that people know, and that's Dante and that's Virgil. Everybody else is just like, you got to be a hardcore fan to really know, right? Whereas Bayonetta, when I talk about Bayonetta, I don't hear nobody talking about the villains. I've never even heard anybody talk about Baldur, and that's the main villain for damn near 2 games. Well, not really 2 games. It's the first one, but he becomes the villain at the very end of the second one, so fuck it. And like, of course, the second main villain, again, I don't even remember his name. It's like some shit. I don't know, some shit. He sucks. I'm gonna just be real. He sucks. And you don't really, there's not really any impact. Even like the smaller villains that you find on other missions, it's just these bunch big ass angel monsters who don't even speak like English. They talk to you, big dick in my spleeny weenie. It's like, what the fuck? You can't understand them. They put subtitles at the bottom of the screen so you can see what they're saying. But other than that, it's like, nigga, what the fuck are y'all telling me? You know what I mean? Like, bro, y'all niggas is speaking in gibber dick. What are y'all talking about right now, man? And it's not really anything. And then on top of that, even like the female bosses, which is really cool to see because you don't really see a lot of those in hack and slash games. When you see like big bad bosses, shout out to Dokkan, that's a big link, by the way. When you hear like big bad bosses, they're mainly always dudes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be like Bayonetta, but you could talk about it from Devil May Cry to Kingdom Hearts to Tekken. Well, Tekken's not a hack and slash, but whatever. And just like all these other games, right? And it's mainly dudes. So when I saw the female or the women villains, I'm thinking it's about to be cool. You don't really remember any of them. I don't remember any of them unless you want to count John, who John isn't even a villain. John had her fucking mind taken over. You know what I mean? So she's not evil. Virgil had his mind taken over as Nello Angelo, but at the end of the day, Virgil was still evil. So John wasn't evil. John was a good character that got turned evil. And then, and then Bayonetta beat the shit out of her and she turned good again. But everything else, like even in Bayonetta 2, there's this boss that's like this hat or some shit. It's like a purple boss. And you can't really understand her. Again, because all these angels don't even speak English, or speak just a normal language in general. They all speak in bubonics. And I don't know, like their combat is cool, but you don't really memorize any of them. And that kind of blows me because it's like, damn, this is a series that I really, really look forward into playing and getting into. But I didn't realize how much of a story would really impact how I feel about a game. And unfortunately, I have to say it. I know I'm not really being as comedic in this video, but I really had to talk about this. This is not something that I usually talk about like, oh, I'd be mad as fuck if I was this character. No, I genuinely wanted to come on here and yap about this because at the end of the day, this channel is my yap channel. And this is where I go to just express my thoughts on nerdy culture. Or just anything really, but I really wanted to do that because I don't feel like doing any hardcore editing on this page because that's what I got my main channel for, as long as it doesn't get fucking boomed. But yeah, you got that. And I think that's really the main things. Like there's no memorable villains, and there's not really, it's just not a good story, I would say. I know there's probably like a lot of Bayonetta fans out there that are diehard fans and that probably want to like rip my throat out my cheeks because I said it's not a good story. But I'm sorry, it's just not. A story that's too confusing to follow, it's just not good. And I understand. I watched Game of Thrones. The first season is hella confusing, or at least the first few episodes, because it's just a whole bunch of characters to start off with. But Bayonetta, oh my God, 2 whole games, man. And it's just, you don't really understand what's going on until towards the end of the game. And it's just, yeah. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The cutscenes. I hate how they do the cutscenes in this game. I hate it. How it's just it's a little slideshow where it's like a little timer and then it shows the characters and the camera's just panning, but the characters don't talk, they don't move, they don't do nothing, and they just put like the subtitles at the end with the voice acting. I hate that. I think that's like what causes people to tune out, because at that point you're essentially just reading. You're not really seeing anything that's going on because it's damn near just still images. And if I wanted to look at still images, I'd go pick up like a damn comic or a manga. You feel me? So I hate that. I genuinely hate that. They did that with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, but Sparking Zero kind of did it worse because they didn't have voice acting. But yeah, I genuinely could not stand that bullshit. I thought that was so ass. And yeah, I don't really like that. So, but I don't want to harp too much on the cons, even though I kind of just did. I really want to go back to the pros. Again, the combat in both games, Bayonetta 1 and 2, is phenomenal. I really do like that. I like the weapons. Oh, that's another thing too. I don't like how I'm switching back to pros and cons now. I'm doing Bayonetta story. I'm switching back to the future. Now I'm going back to the present. And I'm going back to the past. Blah. I don't like how like the weapons in these games, you pretty much, you can go through that whole game without getting a single new weapon if you don't explore the chest. You know what I mean? Like if you go to the shop, you can only buy like 4 weapons, but that's it. Whereas in Bayonetta, you have 2 sets of weapons, right? You have section A, you have section B. In both sections, you have weapons that you can put on your hands and then weapons you can put on your feet, because Bayonetta fights with her shoes as well. It's pretty cool. It's fucking sick. But you can't get these weapons unless you go around and you explore. So some of the time, it's not like they even tell you where's it at, because there's these chests and the chests are random. They're random as hell. So you don't know where they're at. You don't get a sensor to find them. So you probably will have to look up how to get these weapons. I still don't even have all the weapons in Bayonetta 1 yet. So that kind of sucks. I bought everything in the shop, but again, you have to go out and find shit. You really do. You genuinely have to find a lot of stuff. And I think that's kind of ass, whereas like you can't just, either one, it's not part of the story where you can genuinely find it. Like, again, I got to go back to DMC 1. You can find the grenade gun, right? Where it's pivotal that you find the grenade gun because it's right in front of a statue that, or a skeleton sitting in front of you. The Alistair weapon, that is pivotal. That's part of a cutscene that you get it from, right? What else? What was another weapon? Devil Sword Sparta. You know, even though that weapon kind of sucks in that game, but still, you get that after beating Nello Angelo. And then, of course, if you want to be extra, you can also play with Force Edge, but Force Edge sucks ass in that game as well. So, yeah, man, I don't know. But the game overall, I do think it's fun. I really do think it's fun. I think it has a lot of replay value, but that's just about it. It has replay value. You have to actively play the game. I don't think it has story value. I don't think you're going to go back and watch the story again because like, oh my God, this is such a great story. Whereas like DMC 3 is a beautiful fucking story. People watch the cutscenes all the time. DMC 5, you can say the same shit where Virgil comes back and all this stuff and just all these hype moments and like these cool moments and stuff that's pivotal to the story, and it's not really confusing. It's pretty straightforward. Whereas this game, you have to do math. You have to piece stuff together. You have to really stay up during the cutscenes because they're long as hell. These cutscenes are long as a bitch. I'm talking longer than a nigga off Viagra. You know what I mean? 7-inch dick type cutscenes. Boy, I'm like, oh my God. I remember on stream, I played Bayonetta 1 on stream completely and a little bit of Bayonetta 2 on stream. And most of the stream, I had to shut the hell up because they was talking so much in the cutscene and I had to lock in on the cutscene and I wasn't even able to interact with my chat. It's bad, man. It's bad. So I don't really like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up again because I'm just repeating myself. I think Bayonetta is overall a really fun game. I think Bayonetta as a character is a phenomenal character. I think the side cast is all right. I think it's all right. And I think the villains for the most part are pretty damn ass. That's it. That's my thoughts on Bayonetta. Hopefully I can play Bayonetta 3. Hopefully I enjoy it because I've heard people say it's the worst out of all of them, except for like Bayonetta Origins. I'm not playing that shit. It looks like a JRPG game, and I don't got time for that. The only turn-based game I want to play is Dokkan Battle. But again, I just heard that it's a turn-based. I don't know if it is. But yeah, so shout out to Bayonetta. Would love for my girlfriend to do a Bayonetta cosplay one day. And yeah, I'm gonna try and unlock every single achievement on Bayonetta 1 and 2 until I can get Bayonetta 3.